And welcome to another beautiful day. It's SHADEZ Agrotainment Agriculture today. WAVE 91.7 FM Port Harcourt, your everything on PlayStation. Well, when you hear this voice, we just try as much as possible to keep away from politics. If you want to listen to political talks, then as you rise up in the morning, you need to hook up with Excel Uwazuke and the one they call Prof. Adekunle. And that's where you have all the political talks, and they tell you the people who are purchasing and expressing their interest. Beyond that, how they are even jumping the queue in the course of counting. And I don't know what that means. When you count, somebody said it's geometric counting. You count 2, 4, 10, 100, 1,000. We are just wondering. Okay, well, so for us, we just talk about the food systems in this country and see how we can produce more food, get more people to get involved, because everyone has to eat. It's SHADEZ Agrotainment, Agriculture Today. Let me put it the other way round. As relegated as agriculture seems to be, as relegated as farmers look like they are, we are trying to make it fun, and we are trying to see how attractive agriculture and farming could possibly be, because actually, if you check too well, that's where the money is. The economy of this country was basically just about farming, and all the first generational universities, the good roads that lasted over 50 years and all of that, it was through the proceeds of farming. So what has changed? What has diverted our interests? Can we go back to the basics? Until we do that, we'll still be struggling as Nigerians. Oh, my name's Big Daddy on radio, the Ovai One. You could call me Dr. Rex. Any of all of those names, I will still answer you. Today won't be an exception. We'll be taking a look at, post-harvest losses Nigeria encounters annually, which is to the tune of $2.2 billion. $2.2 billion, that's a whole lot of money that could have yielded so much. But that's what Nigeria loses every year because of what? Post-harvest issues. And the question is, how do we deal with these post-harvest issues? Do we have remedies for them? What really could cause all of this? Why are we losing so much money in the midst of not having money to deal with so many things in Nigeria? Okay, so that's our talking point this morning. Agriculture stakeholder advises Rivers State rural crop farmers to stop losing more than 50% of their harvest by engaging in procurement of low-cost storage facilities. And so with that alone, there's solution on site. Follow us through. Let's deal with this. Let's see how cost-effective the approach could be, especially for low-income farmers. There are things you can actually put into practice that will enable you not lose so much, starting with all of the processes that will be put in place. And then there are other areas you can get help, that we think you can get help, and we believe help can actually come from that. We will tell you all of that on this program this morning. And so, well, fortunately or unfortunately, it's so much for farmers in Nigeria to lose every year. You're losing money that is worth over 3.5 trillion naira. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Is anybody looking into this or not? Are the leaders looking into this or not? How can we help our farmers? How can we help our economy? Don't forget the agrarian economy is very important and is very critical. Until something is done, we'll continue to battle with some of the things that we're battling with as Nigerians. And so this morning I have a resource person right here who has come with the advisory, to get to the rural farmers, get to urban farmers, and let them know some of the measures they can put in place to see how they reduce the losses that we are currently encountering as farmers. No other person but Engineer Charles Okoro, He is an agric engineer. He's also a banker by profession. He's done quite a lot of consulting in the agriculture sphere. I have with me right here again, Engineer Charles Okoro. Welcome to SHADEZ Agrotainment Agriculture Today.
Thank you, Big Daddy, and thank you, my relegated farmers. But we have hope this time around, because if they don't believe farmer, no election, no vote. We have the capacity and we have the number.
Okay, are the farmers still relegated?
Yes.
I thought in the jingle you just heard before we started this conversation now, you heard when Lai Mohammed of the last dispensation, he said the farmers are filing up to the banks with millions, that the narrative is changing. I don't know if the farmers are still filing to the bank with millions of naira, or has something changed?
That is a deceitful slogan.
You say it's deceitful, right?
Slogan. Because that is I will look at it as APC propaganda on agriculture.
Okay, so all right, so let's concentrate efforts on what we have today. Post-harvest losses, amounting to so much in Nigeria, and of course bringing down to Rivers State, which is what we're going to be discussing. Some people will be worried, or they'll be wondering, what do they refer to as post-harvest losses? Maybe just break it down. Even the elementary person should be able to understand exactly what we mean and where we're going.
Okay, post-harvest loss means the losses a farmer encountered after he has harvested his product by not being able to put it into the value chain addition. And that is why in agriculture, let me just give you a breakdown. Like in agricultural engineering, we have special area. We have people that specialize on farm mechanization. We have people that specialize on soil and water. We have people that specialize on this post-harvest. These are people that are engineers that design profile on how to make sure that the harvested products are not spoiled at the farmer's hand. Rather, you add value to it so that it will have a longer shelf life and also improve your economy and your income. And a farmer alone cannot do it. It is a wider approach. The government has a role, the farmers has a role. But the fact is that the farmer, due to the present crop of politicians we have now, are playing lip service compared to our previous leaders who understand that the economy of Nigeria is an agrarian economy. An agrarian economy has no defects. Once you are following the due process, you will get results in whatever we're doing. But today, a lot of the silos have been built in those previous governments have been moribund. Some of the storage facilities are not working. And coupled with insecurity is also a problem to post-harvest loss. Sometimes a farmer may design his own way of trying to preserve the product, but due to insecurity, the farmer will run away. And in the course of running away, the shelf life of, for example, cassava, which lies within 24 hours or thereof, 48 hours, will get spoiled because you are running away because the environment is not safe. And the government told us by the Nigerian Constitution that one of the mandates of our leaders is that they will protect life and property. But this time around, they are no longer protecting life and property. Enabling the farmers to be running header and scatter. But it is only during come and take your BVC, come and vote that they will know that farmers are on, or when they want to eat. Because even if you're a politician, any food you eat today are coming from the farmer. But the farmer that is giving you that food, you are not encouraging that farmer, leading to a lot of post-harvest loss. So a post-harvest loss is a very big challenge to the farmers, and we need to do something now to stop it, especially like Rivers State, which has a comparative advantage. But the farmers in Rivers State are losing over 50% of their harvest due to a lot of challenges that are encountered. One, bad road. No good road. Just like I thank our able governor. Those that are coming from Iweji, it was a trap for the farmers, both on the car and on that road was bad, but the present governor have done something to it, which is what a responsible government should do to make sure that every farm, every road that is a basket hole for agriculture has a good road. Two, there is no what do they call it? proper.
I want to believe, sorry to interject, I want to believe, haven't explained what post-harvest losses mean and the implication of it to the farmer. You're already highlighting the causes of post-harvest losses, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so you said bad roads could also contribute to
post-harvest loss. Insecurity will also contribute it, because if at the right time the farmer is supposed to process the product or sell it and you are not able to do the needful because of insecurity, you are going to lose whatever you have produced. Two, there is no good storage facility, because in an ideal society like Rivers State, there's supposed to be a storage facility, silos and all the rest of it. Most of the silos are even along the Ogoniase, Tabas, are all moribund. The processing facility like Rumudumanya feed mill that can process all the agriculture are moribund. So when somebody produces maize, how are you going to add value to that maize into processing?
Now let's get this straight. When you talk about silos, what do you store in the silos? Grains,
yes,
right?
Grains.
Okay, so and grains, you're referring to maize,
cereals,
rice, cereals, all
yes,
of that.
all those things. Like now, cassava, for example, Rivers State during the administration of.
But does it have a temperature with which the grains, even when you're storing, because when you harvest them, they are still very fresh. Do you just put them into
No, you need to dry it.
Okay.
Because if the water content is above the expected, it will spoil. So that is why you need to dry it before putting it into the storage facility.
Okay, now still talking about inadequate storage facilities, and you are encouraging that we should have more of that. Now, grains are one area that we need to deal with, which silos will be very good for that. Now, what about other perishables like vegetables?
There should be
tomatoes?
There should be dryers. The essence of you having a dryer is to make sure that at the end of the day, during the off season of the product like pepper, okra, what do they call it, vegetable,
okay,
you can come and since it's dry, you can sell it later, or cold chains with cold room. There's no cold room. So if there are cold room, if you process something like chicken, it will not spoil. You put it there, like for a livestock aspect of it. Then something like okra and all the rest of them, vegetable, tomato, you need to put them in a cold room to save their shelf life. But whereby those things are not in place becomes a problem.
Now, before you move on, you just mentioned something very striking: cold rooms. There's complete or near complete absence of cold rooms. Now, I'm just wondering, as you were sharing this, the distance from the farm gates to where the cold rooms are located, if at all they were there. Now, that distance is enough to make vegetables look, a bit weary or dry, and you want to put them in the cold rooms. Is there a provision? If we're doing things right, if our interest was properly channeled and well focused, shouldn't there be cold vehicles that will be taking these things from the farm gates direct to the cold room and preserve them? I mean, is that not how Oyibo do their things?
That's why we're saying that we're not having responsible government that believe on agriculture. That is how it's supposed to be. Because let's, for example, you are from Ahoda area or from Eche, that is the agriculture. The local government is supposed to provide such trucks to help the farmers so that, and they will have synergy. Local government agri units will have synergy with off-takers so that when these farmers that are rural produce this thing and you can take it there, have a cold room within the space of the cold room we are talking should not only be in Port Harcourt. That's why you to convey from Port Harcourt may take time. But if there are cold room within the chain, there are cold room within Abua, there are cold room within the local government, the proximity will be there to keep to the share life of that thing.
The same thing with silos.
And this is what the local government ought to do, but they are not doing what they're supposed to do. Then the next thing is, I said the issue of processing facility, because there should be a processing facility across. These are some of the problems that are leading to this post-harvest loss. If there are processing, like if Rumudumaya feed mill is working very well, the maize that is we want to produce into feed, you can take it there and put it into feed. And when you put it into feed, there will be availability of feed livestock feed, and the cost will reduce. The issue of this capital fly, people from